we have the Bodega Boys themselves here.
In the building, you know what it is. BX all day.
You know what I'm saying? LaCroix boys.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Desus and Mero.
Showing up. My new name, Young Pomplamoose.
You guys are on the West Coast.
On the West Coast.
You're out here.
Jet lags.
You know what I mean?
How do you feel about LA?
LA is cool. Like, we've been here enough now that also we don't know anything about LA.
Yeah.
So wherever they send us, we just
go.
We have gone to some very unsafe neighborhoods, not knowing.
like
Venice.
We just hop in. We literally just hop in Ubers and just go wherever. And we ask the driver, like, is this safe? And he'd be like, I wouldn't go here.
Where have you ended up?
We ended up somewhere yesterday that definitely people were like, y'all Desus and Mero? Like, why y'all in this establishment?
Why are y'all here?
Also, we went to a bar that had a metal detector, and we was like, oh, we at home.
Oh, wow. Where was that?
It was like downtown LA or something. It was
a
it
metal
was very,
detector.
I happily put my arms up like, yeah, bro,
and then also, because we came from New York and it's freezing in New York, I came with my North Face jacket. So I walk into the club in the North Face jacket, and I'm like, yo, y'all got like a coat check? They was like, no. Like,
I was like, can I check my long johns somewhere, bro?
I love that you guys found the one bar in LA with the metal detector.
Oh, yeah.
And we
Like,
were
it just, you were drawn to it.
Like, the guy didn't want to use it. We was like, yo, go ahead.
Go. Do it.
He was like, all right, fine. He's reading the manual how to operate it.
He's like,
If you actually go to the places in LA that people like recommend tourists, that makes you hate LA. So you have to actually discover the rad things yourself. You actually sound like you're doing that. So that's exciting.
Yeah. We just and nobody walks in LA anywhere.
Oh no.
Like if you walk, people like look at you out their cars like, what the?
Look at that.
Like it's like Black Mirror. Like what are
We
you
hop
doing?
from AC to AC.
This is true.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
Meanwhile, we were like on Google Maps, and they're like, "Oh, it's 20 minutes by car. That's 15 minutes New York walking style, right?" And now you're just walking through desolate blocks. People are peeking out through their windows. People call the cops on you.
There's a man walking.
Do you think maybe now they recognize you guys though? Like, is that?
You know
is
what?
that weird? Because they might just be like, it's not just people walking, it's Desus and Mero walking.
Well, maybe if it's both of us, because if it's just me, they can't tell I'm Desus, and if it's just him, they can't tell it's Mero. But we're
Only when you're together?
They're like, oh, it's you guys. Like,
The funny thing is like when they confuse us, I'm like, we look nothing alike.
they're like, yo, I've watched every episode. I've listened to the podcast religiously. I watch the show every
I'm a
night. Yo,
super fan.
I love you, Mero. I'm not Mero. Mero's the other one who was a different shade. He has 4 kids. Like.
Well, you know, more white people will recognize you now because you have the Showtime show.
Showtime.
And they watch Showtime.
They watch it.
Shameless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
network of the United States of Terror, where you belong.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
right.
Yeah.
The
See,
Big C with Laura Linney.
We don't know the lineup of Showtime. We haven't memorized it yet. So people are like, yo, did you see this show? I'm like, yeah.
Yo, did you see LaCroix?
We're at Showtime meetings. I'm like, yeah, because, you know, Showtime's looking good. Game of Thrones is coming back.
You know what I'm
They're
saying?
like, that's not us.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
not
They're
us.
bringing back Sex in the City.
They've got
Shit's
Jim
lit.
Carrey though, right?
They got the Jim
Yeah,
Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
They got the Chai.
Yeah,
got
Lena Waithe
The
show.
Lena Waithe show.
They got Regina Hall.
Regina Hall, Black Monday.
and John Cheeto.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They get
Black
they got a
Monday
Wu
looks
Tang,
lit.
Yeah.
a Wu Tang documentary coming up.
The LeBron
Yeah.
joint, Shut Up and Dribble.
How do
getting
you
a little
feel
black.
being on like premium cable? You went from like
You got to pay for
the
that
X
shit.
to premium.
It's a
Yeah,
premium.
right.
That's it's a bit of a flex. Like,
Slight
you know,
flex.
This is like our 4th network, and they keep leveling up. I see how casually I just threw that out there. Like,
You know what
it's
I'm saying?
nothing.
But I mean, black people can't afford Showtime anyway, right? So
Wow.
that was a real specific reference.
That was
If
a-
you
Yeah.
understood it, yeah.
I'm glad you made the references that we can't make.
Exactly.
Appreciate you. Just speaking on our behalf.
I will be borrowing a Showtime login. It's all good.
So is the new show going to is it going to be a super big departure from the old show? Is it still just you two talking shit for like an hour?
Not at all. It's the heart and soul of the show is us. And
Yeah.
our, like chemistry, our banter. So that is the head of the show. You know what I mean? Like we come in with that, and then we have a budget now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like producers aren't scared to be like, "Yo, let's go do this field piece over here, or let's
Right.
go investigate this, or let's do that."
It's basically the same show, just more MAGA friendly. Like we're
Oh,
doing sharp.
Yeah.
We went hard on Trump. And it's like, give him a shot.
Just take it easy on him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He likes
Like that.
fish fillet too. You know what I'm saying?
So how do we take a successful podcast? I'm just going to say it is.
Oh wow.
Put it in the universe.
To premium cable.
Just do it. Just keep banging. We
Just show up at Showtime.
Just show a time. You know what? After us, like I think any kind of black or brown podcast, just go to a premium network. Be like, look,
Facts.
y'all want this?
Yo, hit up Stars right now. As soon as we leave, be like, yo, fam, yo, with Desus Mero here, they got the
catch up.
Showtime joint. I should just pop it too. What's up?
I mean,
You'd be
somebody
in there.
It was just a matter like the right people have to hear your podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked hard on it. We worked hard to build the brand, but at the end of the day, it's like there's like 3 people that heard our podcast that basically started this whole thing. So it's kind of hit like you could have the greatest podcast ever, and if the right people don't hear it, you're not going to get the opportunities you want with it. But I mean, as long as you keep making it and put it out there.
Well, we know these Pod Save boys, like they keep flexing because they've been on HBO.
Yeah,
we
they
have
out
not.
there.
They're very arrogant.
Yeah, they were on our show too, right?
Yeah.
How were they? How were they? Because I have thoughts.
Your best guess, easily, right?
Oh yeah, by far, absolutely, yeah.
I thought they were a rap group at first.
They came in, I was like, yo.
I was like, is this Logic? What the
I
fuck?
was like, wow. I was like, yo, the Beastie Boys really aged well. I was like, okay.
But they were cool, and they were like, oh, it's like politics and shit. I was like,
I was like, I'm a little high.
Well, I think it's the fact that, like, because when I think of you two, I remember, like, maybe 5 years ago, just, like, Twitter people. When everyone was just, like, a Twitter person, like, tweeting too much. And, like, you never knew who actually had a job. Like, or you knew if someone had, like, a real day job, you didn't know.
Like, I used to have to hide my identity all the time. Like, because if anyone found out where I worked, like, I would have been fired at the spot, which would have been a blessing, because I was actually at the time trying to get fired from them. If you ever have a job so bad, you're just like, how much is unemployment? Oh, word?
Let's get it. Oh, they give you debit cards now?
And I think if you look back for like maybe a solid 3 months, I was actively trying to get fired, and I was live tweeting it, and no matter what I did, they would not fire me.
I know what it's like. I used to work at BuzzFeed.
You know what it is. You know what it is. Also, I would apply for BuzzFeed.
You applied to BuzzFeed?
I came in hot today.
I applied for almost every. I applied for BuzzFeed. I applied for The Root. I applied for.
Oh my gosh.
And none of them.
The Root didn't hire you?
I applied for a social media position.
Damon.
And they were like, and they didn't even call me back. I was like, yo, what's up? Ebony didn't call me back. I was like, you hire every black person. You don't pay them,
Is it weird?
The tea. The LaCroix scalding.
Jesus.
We're all getting fired.
Is it,
That's fine.
Is it weird for you two seeking out new opportunities for you guys to like be rad and out there when in fact all you need is just your dynamic? You don't need to fuck with it. It doesn't need to turn into anything else. Is there some like anxiety about messing with it at all?
Not really.
It's first of all, I mean, like, we did the other show with no writers at all.
Right.
And now we have like a super dream team of writers. Shout out to Z-Way, shout out to Heaven, shout out to Claire. You know what I mean? Like
Josh and them.
Josh and them.
Josh Gondelman, one of the great
Yeah,
tweeters.
the homie, you know what I mean? Mike Pulaski, everybody. They fuck with us, so they know what direction to take a sketch in or like something like that. You know what I mean? So that added element to the show is still going to be our voice. You know
You're
what I mean?
doing some acting?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Let me tell you something. We are not good actors. So you will enjoy. All our acting is basically like it's just Desus and Mero playing a role. I don't want to ruin anything. If anyone, y'all gonna love our remake of Green Book.
Oh,
Stop.
yo.
Stop.
I'm ready.
Ooh.
It's going to be lit.
Whoa. Black people eat chicken?
Whoa. Hey.
Whoa.
Hey. It's me, Marshmallow Ali. I'm with this.
Hey, yo, get in my car. I'll drive you to Moonlight.
All right.
So the entire world is from the Bronx.
Yes.
That's just like, that's your
That's
acting.
our show. Because in the movie, like, they barely use the Green Book, and it's just like, he's like, where's my Green Book? Like, that's like the whole point.
That's how it ends.
Yeah.
You guys joke, but one of these sketches is going to like blow up and you're going to have to make it into a real movie.
Oh, we can't wait.
Oh, I can't.
And then it's just going to be the...
Well,
Oh,
we
man.
have ideas for sketches all the time. We used to have it all the time on the show, and we never had
like the production,
The production
or
writer,
production
yeah.
staff
So
to
now,
it.
like we're gonna have a lot of stuff that could become its own show. Like we didn't get a chance to do it, but during the shutdown, the government shutdown, we did like a really funny sketch about like laid off like the TSA agents at JFK, like how they didn't give a fuck. They're like rolling up blunts on the conveyor belt and stuff. And so like to get a chance to make something like that and then put it out there, like I think our fans would love that.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like still us, but it's like elevated. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Ooh.
And then also because it's
PDs.
Showtime, they can get actual famous actors for these sketches, which is the most ridiculous thing ever. So you have like these classically trained like actors, and we take them to a bodega in the Bronx for like 5 seconds for a cameo.
Who is on your actor wish list?
You have to ask him because I listen. It sounds racist. I think every white person looks the same. No. So every time they ask
Michelle
me,
Pfeiffer, Andrew Garfield. How can you tell?
Tab, I love A Star Is Born. Love that movie. No idea what the guy's name was. And it was like he was in the Avengers.
he's like, yo, that movie Star Is Born with Matt Damon, that shit is popping.
I also just discovered the name of the song is Shallow.
Right.
Yeah.
All this time I thought it was Deeper. Because at the end, does she say deeper over and over and over?
She says like, I'm off the deep end.
Off the deep end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got roasted in the group chat.
Did you know it was Lady Gaga?
I knew that.
Okay.
I knew that.
That part we knew.
You saw Lady Gaga and Dave Chappelle, and that was it.
I was like, what is this? And I was like, no, this is.
Bradley Cooper, to be fair, that's the name of a 3-year-old. It's not a
That
name
is
you
not-
should be
that
able to
is not like
remember.
the name. And because I found out who he was, I went and watched Silver Linings Playbook, which was not a good movie.
I don't get it at all.
That was
Don't
not
get
a
it
good
at all.
movie.
Thank you.
good.
That
Not
movie is
good.
not good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's so many screeners that I have
feel
at the
at
crib
home
that I
now.
just
Yeah,
collected
no, that movie
dust.
sucks. Sorry.
I'm never gonna watch. Sorry, Julia Roberts. I'm
So
not
you
watching
guys are
that.
just gonna invite random
Yeah.
white actor, like you just pick a name out of a hat because you don't know the difference.
Yo,
We're trying to
Timothy,
get
Timothy
Peter-
Chalamet, come through. You know what
Trying
I'm
to
saying?
get
Like,
Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage,
Dinklage, yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we were trying to get him for something. Because why not?
Yeah.
What are they doing? They ain't doing that. Come to the studio.
What are you doing, John Turturro? You're not doing nothing.
Get over
You're
here.
just hanging out.
Is it crazy now to be in a position where you can just be like these people will say yes to you, like just random, like I want go get Andrew Garfield, and like he'll actually be there 2 days later.
You know, it's weird, like having other famous people know you, and like
Right.
you'll meet them, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, I fuck
Yo,
with you." And you're
I
like,
fuck with you.
I was like, "What?" I
Who's
was
someone
like,
who
you-
like it blew your mind?
Man, shout out to Tommy Alter. I was gonna say he's in the building, but he's not. We go to dinners and like we'll meet people like Anthony Anderson sat down with us and was
Yeah.
like, "Yo,
Yeah,
I
we-
fuck with y'all like heavy, like you know what
Yeah.
I mean."
The
He's-
other night we were at dinner with Cece Sabathia, Hassan Minaj, like just
it's casual.
Boys, just the boys.
really rich people.
The boys.
It's always, and then at the end, it's like when the bill comes, you're like, yo, my God, you just signed a $40 million extension.
Mine is not $40
You all right?
million.
That's not gonna work anymore though. When
Nah,
you're on Showtime, it's premium cable.
Because now they look at it, you got Showtime on. I was like, damn,
My bad. Here's the
I guess I gotta
MSP.
take the Uber pool now. Wow.
Yeah, you can't take Uber Pool anymore.
Nah, I actually hitched a ride with CeCe home from a Knicks game the other
Yeah,
day.
he's still on some, I don't know.
It's your ride from who?
Cece
Sabathia.
Sabathia, the pitcher for the
Oh,
Yankees. 'cause
that's
they-
what you-
Because he lives in Jersey too now, so I was like, "Yeah, hey, we
You wanna-
gang." I was like, "You go Uber me home, bro." He's like, "Nah." He's like, because he's from Vallejo and you know in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, "Hey, yeah, cuz I got you, cuz." So we get in the car, and I was like, I forgot. I was like, "Oh, you're rich. You live in like the rich part of like Jersey." And I'm just like looking out the window, and I'm just like seeing mad forests and mad mansions and shit. I was like, "Wait a minute, we've been past my house." I was like, my house is like closer to like Dykeman than Chris Rock's house. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what are we gonna do? He's like, oh, my bad, cuz. He's like, I didn't even realize. He's like, yo, man, my bad. He's like, but then he just goes into his crib, like a gate to get to a gate, and then he just goes to the crib and tells the driver, he's like, hey, take him home.
That's money.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, we
Bowser's
not-
Castle.
We not Uber pooling no more. Matter of fact, last time we were in LA, we just got a Uber
XL
XL
for no
just
reason.
to flex.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I was like, we going to the club. We can't pull up in like a Camry. So like the Uber
Fit.
XL comes, and we
No,
both get in.
the worst shit is when you're trying to go somewhere and like somebody who's using like a pickup truck.
Yeah.
And so Uber picks you up. It's like I'm rolling
we
up to
saw
the bar
that
in
in
a pickup
Atlanta,
truck.
and I was like, nah. I was like, nah, I'm not getting the
You can't do
F-150.
that in Atlanta
Yo, that is a-
either.
yo.
That's not the look
Yeah,
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yo, we were in Atlanta. Some dude picked us up in like a Pontiac DeVille with like 23s and took us to the mall. I was like, bro, like what? This is not an Uber. This is like a Funkmaster Flex show car. Like, you know what I'm
Just
saying?
doing like
That was
shit,
like
hydraulics.
that was one of the most jarring things about moving to Jersey for me was like Ubers are like literally just what the commercial says, like, oh, I just do this on the side, like, and it's like some dude's dad picking you up in like a minivan, like,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, fam, you look kind of creepy, and you are mints are opened and look like they have been sucked on already.
I had a dude once pick me up in a G-Wagon, but it was a regular Uber.
Right.
And the G-Wagon pulls up, and I was like, I'm probably going to die. I was just like, there's no way this goes well. And I'm talking to the dude, and he's like, I'm a lawyer. And I was like, oh, I'm for sure going to die. Like, there's no way.
This is American Psycho sequel, yeah.
And he just was like, I don't even remember his explanation, but he was like, I'm just something to do.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Just
You
something
have a
to do?
G-Wagon and you're a
Just
lawyer,
chilling?
and you were just like, I'm just going to Uber tonight? Like, and that was the full story.
It's even crazier when people like that say that to you and they're driving you home at like 3 a.m.
That's what it
Yeah.
was. Obviously, it was like 3 in the morning. I was like,
Oh, you're just doing stuff on the
I
side.
was like, oh, you just murder young women. That's clearly
That's what you do,
what's
yeah.
I had an
happening.
Uber driver that was driving a Tesla, and I was like, you didn't
Ooh.
think this through at all. Like, like, that's not how it works. But and he just kept every time we were at a red light, he like let out a heavy sigh, like. I was like, damn, fam, this car got like $200K. Like, here's a $5 tip. Like,
cash, so they don't take a cut. You know what I'm saying?
He spent the Tesla
Y'all
money.
don't Uber in New York, do you?
yeah,
Yeah.
you have to.
Okay.
You know,
You don't take the subway then?
No, you still take the subway, which
Okay.
is funny because people forget everyone in New York takes the subway, celebrities and all that stuff. Yeah. But you'll be on the subway and then people are just like, "What are you doing on the subway?" I'm like, "The same thing as you."
Yeah.
Like we're going somewhere.
Trying to get somewhere in 5 minutes instead of 38 minutes.
There aren't many options.
There's not many options. And there was it was rush hour, and I'm like you're face to face like this, and this girl is like right here. She's just like. She starts doing the wild cheese. I'm like, "Hi." But then it's like the weird thing. We stopped, and for like 5 minutes, I have to have a conversation with her. A very intimate conversation. She's asking all these questions that you can ask on Twitter, and I can't be the wild jerk. Like, leave me alone. I'm just like, "Hi, thanks for supporting the show."
Oh, you had a Caesar for lunch. Caesar salad for lunch.
She's like, "Can you play my boyfriend's tracks on the show?" I was like,
actually,
she asked you. She asked for like a hookup on the train.
Yo.
Not only that, all black people think like they got the hookup for the show.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Like,
random
yo,
people on Twitter like, "Yo,
like,
can I be a guest?" I'm like, "For what?" Like I'll be doing art and shit.
It's like an expansion of the head nod. The head nod acknowledge, like when you're in like a mad white area and you see another black person, you're like,
Yeah.
But so like when the show airs, when can we?
Oh yeah.
Like, I just wondered, like
when's
when's
our
the-
hookup?
Oh, you
Yeah.
coming through? Y'all put us on the spot. But nah, we'll do like a sketch with them.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't bring those HBO white boys on the show. They got their HBO money.
You see this talking? We gotta,
Messy, boy,
guys,
messy.
Wow.
This is literally we're trying to get fired. Between Tommy Cakes and
messiest?
just like we're it's us trying to get fired from this
So we're just
podcast.
not letting Favreau on the show ever.
John Favreau still hasn't been on.
Yo,
Yeah.
when they came on our show first, I was like, "You're not John Favreau."
Yeah, right.
Iron Man.
I was like, "Bro," I was like, "Nah." I was like, "What?" Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, I get that a lot." I was like, "Yeah."
Oh man.
I was wild embarrassed.
And then you had no idea. You didn't matter anyway.
You know what? When we had that show, you could ask him. I would never check who the guests were. I literally just come in and they'd be like, "You want to know who the guest is?" I'm like, "No."
Wait, when would you find out? Like when they walked on?
And they walked in.
Stop it.
Because I was
Wait,
like,
really?
Because it was my whole thing was like, I don't know them. So guess what, America? Now we're gonna meet this person live on air, and sometimes that works, sometimes it did. Sometimes
Y'all never tricked him once, like doing a like, "This is your life."
No, they never,
with somebody who knew
they
you
never
from the
tricked
past.
me, but sometimes our producers would get facts completely wrong. And
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
"So you were born in Zimbabwe?" And they're like, "I'm from Newark." And I'm like, "Okay."
Okay, so
I'll just remove all these African questions.
next question for John Cena. Okay. So you're not from Zimbabwe? Okay.
How often did you really have no idea who it was? Like you like full
We used to
on-
have a saying on set, and it was called "Google the guest," because that meant like you had
GTG.
we had no idea. Like they'd have the name, and they'd be like, "This person's coming tomorrow." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Okay. We did this
That
thing on
person is, and they'd be like, "This person, Jesus, he was like in, I don't know, The Princess Bride." I was like, I guess.
Yo, first week it's like we're just calling people we know. Like, we're
Yeah.
like, "Yo, Vashti, can you come
Yo,
through? This
Aquafina,
person-
come
yeah,
through,"
come
like-
through. You know what I mean? And then our agent also reps John Turturro, so I was like, "Yo, we could get Turturro on the show." And he's like, "I don't know who that is." And I was like, "You don't know who John Turturro is?" I was like, "Yo, he was in, Do the Right Thing, Barton
Yeah.
Fink, like he's in Mad Classic
Come on, that
Movies."
was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Quiz show. Yes, right.
So then we literally went around the office and like he's like,
I had an
"Yo."
iPad with his picture, and I was like,
Like,
"Do
"Yo,
you know
do you
this
know
guy?"
who this is?
Some people were like, "Yeah, my dad watches his show." Other people were like, "That's John Turturro." So that was like a big fight we used to have because they were like, "Get him as a guest." I was like, "I don't want him as a guest." I was like, "No offense, I don't know who he is."
But by that logic, no one would have been your guest.
True.
So you had no guests at
You know
all.
what? Not for nothing. I really was gonna say the guest segment was the hardest part of the show
Yeah.
because everything else we control, and then you bring this third person in, and it's just like either they vibe or they don't vibe, or depending.
Yeah.
And then we had guests that would come in with an attitude, and you'd be like, "I don't know what you're going through, but you need to check that attitude right now."
Please.
Speaking of your guests, though, I think one indelible pop culture moment that no one will be able to take away from you is the Cardi B election.
Yo.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
literally, to her, the combination of her and that moment, I mean, is so
Yeah.
seismic.
Mhm.
How do you own that? I mean, are you planning on telling your grandkids now?
Oh,
Prepare
yeah.
that speech.
No,
That-
it's
That
already.
election
I
special,
have
first of
several
all,
documents.
was weird because first of all we were drunk and high as shit
Yeah.
because it was live.
Imagine not being.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
And,
And
we automatically, like the rest of America, we automatically assumed like there's no way Donald Trump is gonna win this election.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then the numbers keep. It was live, so we got the little IVF whatever thing in our ears, and it's just like
IVF.
or whatever.
That's right. We're trying to have a baby. That's right.
Just
I don't know why they're putting it in your ear.
Just put an egg in my ear.
Paid $80K for them to put an egg in your ear. Now we just wait. Pray.
I almost said HPV, bro. I was really fucked up. Do we have the HPV in my ear? But he's like winning this state and winning that state, like, traditionally blue states. And we were just like, yo. And like we keep going back to this like Vice like typical vice white kid. Like he's just like, yeah. He has like a map of like Americans like coloring it with crayons. He's like, yeah. So Trump, he's won Florida. Looks like we're in trouble.
That night was so wild because it's a political night. It's a election special. And who were our guests? It's
Jim Jones,
Jim
Cardi
Jones,
B.
Tell him Cardi B, just random people in the audience. And we had like no experts, whatever. But it worked out. I mean, I would love to do another one. Like, hopefully.
You got to bring Cardi back.
We got to
run
bring
for
Cardi
office.
back. We got to bring Cardi
back.
Because
If
clearly,
she has time.
Oh, she knows.
You guys gotta run Cardi. Would you leave the show? Cardi's like, I'm running for president. I need some campaign managers.
Oh, definitely.
Would you leave the show to
In a
go run
heartbeat.
Cardi's
In a
campaign?
heartbeat. Sorry, Dave. But, gotta rep the set. You know what I'm saying?
All right, before you go, what's her slogan then?
What's the slogan?
What's her slogan?
Okay. Make America okay.
I'd wear that on a hat. I would wear that on a hat. But then she can't be president because, like, what if Offset cheats on her on the way? Yeah, messy.
Secret Service would kill him at that
my
point.
God.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just like some wet works.
I mean, but think about Secret Service now, like after Donald, like they're getting lazy. Like they're not really they're not checking their guns properly. They're like, suits don't fit, man. They're not wanting people down. They're like, you good. Go
Yeah.
There's less security than the bar you were at
downtown
LA.
I bet you they don't even lock the door at the White House. There's like a key underneath the mat. Obama just comes back like, I left a couple things.
There's a post that's like spare in mailbox. Like, word? Okay.
They all share the same segue. Yeah, right.
We could do this all day.
We can. We're having a blast, man.
But we gotta go.
Before y'all say more shit that I get y'all fired.
Before we all lose our
we
jobs.
all get fired.
We gotta get back to New York. They're like, you're fired too. I'm like, how? What were you saying? They was like, that fucking podcast. He's wilding. I was gone.
Where can we find you again? When's it gonna be?
When's the
What's
show drop?
happening?
February 21st, Thursday, 11 p.m. on Showtime.
You know what I'm saying?
We also have the Bodega Boys podcast on
Yes,
iTunes,
sir.
and we just started the
Shit,
interview
something
series.
else?
The
Yes.
interview series live from the Milk Studios Jam Room, where we talk to celebrities for about an hour like this. And
What y'all, Roxanne Gay?
we out here. We out here. I am. I'm Roxanne Gay. I'm about to flame somebody on Twitter. I'm Roxanne Gay. We always be talking about like airport shit with her. Because she travels a lot. And
She will flame an airport.
that might be
And Apple.
That might be a segment on our show. Just have Roxanne Gay just
Flame
speak
some
about
shit.
airports.
Yeah.
We got a lot to look forward to.
Talk about Hudson News for a minute.
Yeah. How many pillows do you need?
When we're back, keep it.